the setting up of the parallel government, have the Maoists moved beyond slogans, guns and violence? Have they been able to provide a functioning alternative to the government they wish to overthrow? And what are they doing to win the hearts and minds of the tribals?
Well coordinated and lethal in impact, Maoist attacks are now regular all across the Red Corridor. Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh. This violence characterizes the front line of their war with the Indian government. But deep inside their first liberated zone in the Red Corridor, the Dandakaranya liberated zone, the Maoists have begun a new experiment. These are activists of the Chetna Natya Manch, a Maoist cultural organization performing at a Maoist rally. The aim is to make the Adivasis proud of their identity and to bind them to the Maoists and their Janatana Sarkar. Senior Maoist commanders call it a unique experiment in their usually violent struggle against the government. A bloodless revolution bringing change and self-respect to the Adivasis.
वो तो कि वो देने वाला हो गया, अपन लेने वाला वो चेतना सही नहीं है ना। वो देने वाला है, उसको हटा के उसको खींच लो, ये चेतना आपको जगाना चाहिए। उसी हिसाब से हम लोग क्या है कि जहाँ हमारा शक्ति है, जहाँ ताकत बढ़ गई, तो हम वहाँ ये कर रहे हैं कि भाई तालाब बनाना, कुआं बनाना और आपके जो है भूमि का समतलीकरण करना, जो खेती बाड़ी का विकास करना।
In the absence of local administration, the Maoists have a new mantra: revolution through development. For instance, Adivasis follow a form of shifting cultivation, hardly relying on irrigation. But the Maoists introduced a more settled form of agriculture, kicking off simple irrigation projects such as this ingenious water drawing system. They explain that the Adivasis' needs are in fact very simple.
इधर पूरा लोग 98% पूरे यहाँ किसान है, एक ही फसल आता है, पूरा वर्षा बने वो भगवान के ऊपर निर्भर है, वर्षा आधारित है। इसलिए हम ये कर रहे हैं कि ये मांग कर रहे हैं, पूरा आज दंतेवाड़ा जिले में आप देखिए केवल 2% लैंड इरिगेशन है सरकार के मुताबिक, उतना भी नहीं है, फिर भी उसका फाइल के ऊपर ही जो है 2% है, आप देखिए। तो इसलिए आपको प्राथमिकता क्या होना चाहिए, जितना होता है इरिगेशन प्रोजेक्ट का आपका 80% आपका फंड्स अलॉटमेंट होना चाहिए।
Till the government arrives in water-starved Bastar, the Janatana Sarkar pushes on, rallying Adivasis to construct lakes. These lake projects are now the focus of the anti-government movement. Water and fish from the lakes is shared equally. The surplus sold to raise funds for more development. The Maoist Vikas or development committees also run cooperatives, simple measures that are empowering the Adivasis.
The Vikas Committee organizes cooperatives. 5 families make up a cooperative. Together they plough the land, harvest crops, take up poultry, etc. They also join common irrigation projects.
The Maoists say that an informal tax system is also being put into practice.
फसल उत्पत्ति सामूहिक रूप से जो भी तिल माने दलहन जो है उत्पत्ति करते हैं, और कुछ जो क्या बोलते हैं कि और जो गांव में जो भी सामूहिक रूप से जो संपदा है, तो उसमें कुछ मैंने ये विकास योजना के लिए कुछ फंड्स वसूल करना।
This building, a school under construction, is another step in the evolution of the Maoist parallel government. In the Dandakaranya forests, there are simply no functioning government schools, and that yet again gives the advantage to the Maoists. In the battle for the hearts and minds of the Adivasis, right now it's the Maoists who seem to be winning. In just 15 months, the Maoist People's Guerrilla Army has established its control in an arc from Bihar to Andhra Pradesh. And these remnants of the latest Maoist attack, a truck blown up by a landmine claiming 28 Adivasi lives, is a ruthless warning from the Maoists to those who dare to participate in the Salwa Judum, the government-sponsored anti-Maoist movement in southern Chhattisgarh.
A 10,000-strong guerrilla army has established its presence in 170 districts across 15 states in the country, and their objective is to overthrow elected governments, first by consolidating their rule in rural areas and then advancing to encircle the cities.
Even at Jahanabad, they had done some kind of a decoy element of firing at certain other police locations, so nobody comes to each other's rescue. They did the same thing here at Gidam police station, when Gidam police station was attacked. Even at Koraput in Orissa, where 8 targets were attacked simultaneously.
The Home Ministry says the Maoists claimed 900 lives in 2005 compared to 650 in 2004. In 2003, the Maoists were in 55 districts across 9 states. 2 years later, their presence is felt in 170 districts across 13 states. Today, the Maoists are a dominant force in 27% of the country.
The Politburo of the Naxalites say by 2010, 33% of India will be in their hands. They are working towards it. They are spreading this red carpet across the length and breadth of our country.
The Red Corridor begins in Nepal and runs from Bihar and Jharkhand through Bengal, Orissa, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra right up to Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. But it is here in southern Chhattisgarh where the Maoists have set up their first liberated zone, the Dandakaranya Liberated Zone, run by a parallel government set up by the Maoists called the Janatana Sarkar. Guided by this man, Muppala Lakshman Rao or Ganapati, and his other guerrilla comrades. The Maoists have tapped the discontent of some of India's most backward areas that are rich in forest and mineral resources.
जहाँ कहीं भी रिसोर्स है वहाँ फॉरेस्ट है और जहाँ फॉरेस्ट है वहाँ ट्राइबल है. ये पॉलिटिशियंस के लिए ये एक अनटच प्रॉब्लम था और वो हमेशा इसको पॉलिटिकली प्लस माइनस के तौर से देखा, तो ये फायदा पहुंचाने वाला जॉब नहीं था.
Mahindra Karma blames lack of political will to tackle the Maoist threat. Home Ministry figures reveal that Delhi had marked 2,500 crore rupees 2 years ago to develop areas under Maoist control, but on the ground nothing has changed.
Huge amounts of money have been spent in Bastar and Sarguja and none of it has reached the tribals. So where is all this money going?
In the absence of development, the Maoists may soon be able to hold the nation to ransom.
इस देश की अर्थव्यवस्था और इस देश की राजनीति को आगे चलकर एक ब्लैकमेल या एक पैरालाइज करने का एक बहुत बड़ा साजिश के तहत काम कर रहा है, जिसको इसकी मतलब गंभीरता को हम लोग नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं.
The Red Corridor that stretches all the way from Nepal down to Andhra Pradesh coincides with the corridor of the most deprived in India. Sadly, this beautiful part of the country is also the most resource rich, and if the fruits of development do not reach out to the Adivasis living in this region, it will be impossible to win the battle against the Maoists. With Vanaja, V.K. Shashi Kumar in Bastar.